Hello, this quick library video is for adjuncts and extension site coordinators who may not be aware of the resources the library has to offer you and your students. So we want to give you a quick tour on how we can help you. First of all, we're going to go in through MyFire because you and your students are probably in here quite frequently. Once you've logged in, if you scroll down to School Resources, you'll see a couple of things that can help you. First of all, the Steelman Library Orientation is a more in-depth video that might be useful to you, but especially for your students, and I recommend that you do have them watch that for help with how to get into the databases, how to find good resources, and how to cite those resources. We're going to go into Steelman Library. When you click on Steelman Library, this takes you into our LibGuides, and this is our main library web page. You can see that we have a link for library databases, a link to find books, a link on citation styles. Zotero is a free program many of our students use for their citations, and we do have a guide for distance, online, and extension site coordinators. So please be sure to look at this. There is help for online and extension students and their professors. All right, so if you have any questions, you can contact me here. Here's my email, my direct number, and the library's main number. We really do try and give you the same support that you would have teaching as a full-time faculty member at Southeastern. When we go back to the home page of the LibGuides, you can see that we've got library databases here. We've structured them all by subject. I'm going to go into education, and we're going to go to EBSCO because that's what our students are used to using. It seems to be very user-friendly, and the students just love it. Once we get to EBSCO, we need to choose databases because it will only choose one or two automatically. So if we click on Select All and click OK, then we will be searching all the databases in EBSCO so we don't miss anything. You'll also want to tell your students to click on full text and scholarly peer-reviewed journals so they're not using People magazine for their papers. That wouldn't be good. We're going to put child and attachment. For our search, notice that we do need the word "and" between our search terms so that the computer knows we want both words but in any order. You'll see that we've found 14,000 articles here in EBSCO. That's great. When we click on PDF full text, that's going to give us the entire article exactly as it appeared in the original journal. For those of you using APA, you'll notice the DOI is right at the top. That makes it much easier for you and your students. Now, if you want to capture this for yourself, you can print it out. You can email it to yourself. Please don't put anything in this yellow folder. Your students love this yellow piece of paper that says Cite because it will cite the article in different formats. So we have APA, Chicago Turabian, and MLA. These citations will not be fully correct. You'll see that there will be problems with the capitalization of articles and things like this. Always remind your students it's their responsibility to correct these citations. So that's how you would find scholarly journal articles. If you need more help with this, contact a librarian. We're going to go back to the main LibGuide page. And here in the middle box, we can search for books. So if I put the same topic, but I want to find books on child attachment, I go in here, and especially if you are teaching online or off campus, you'll want to show your students how to narrow it down to an ebook. We just click that box in Format. It's going to narrow down our results. So now we have 45 electronic books that can be read totally on the computer. You or your student just needs to click on View Now and then click on Bibliographic Record Display. This will take us to the full text of the book. The student should not be trying to read the entire book on the computer. I think that would probably make them blind. But they can click on the chapters and see, okay, what sections are important for my paper? If I need to look at some clinical evidence to defend my point of view in my paper, then I would click on that section, and then they can get their information from here and cite it. Again, we still have the icons at the right to save it, to email it, don't put it in the yellow folder, and to cite it. There's also a link here, and when you roll over it, it says permalink. This is a stable URL that will always take your student or yourself to this particular book or article. Now, if you want to put this in MyFire, that's a great thing to do because you're not infringing on copyright at all. You're just making a link to the article that the library already has. If you need help with this, especially if you're off campus or doing totally online, you'll want to talk to a librarian, and that would probably be me. Okay, so remember that you can get my contact information by going to Distance Online and Extension, and all my stuff is right there. Okay, so we've looked at databases, we've looked at books. There is a guide for citation styles that covers MLA, APA, and Turabian, so your students have no excuse for not knowing their styles. If you or your students need help, we do offer the Ask a Librarian service. This service is available from 10 in the morning until midnight, and you can chat with a live, breathing Florida librarian. They have the username and password to get into our databases, so they'll be able to help you with any searching or with citation styles. If you need to contact me directly, just click the email button. It only comes to me, and then I will answer that as soon as I get it, or first thing in the morning if it's 2 a.m. that you've sent it. Okay, but you and your students can both use that, and I recommend that you do. Do keep in mind that although this video does not show it, when you go into the databases or Southeastern Books, there are times when the computer will bring up a white screen and ask you to log in. This is a valid screen, so don't ignore it. You want to put in your Southeastern email or username, and that will let you through into the databases. We just have to prove that you are a Southeastern employee or student. Okay? I hope that this has helped to answer some of your questions. Dr. Grace Veach will probably have more information for you, but I feel very fortunate to have had this time to explain some of our library resources to you. Go forth and be blessed.